Howard the Duck first appeared in Adventure into Fear Duckworld 19 in December 1973, created by Steve Gerber and Val Myrick. Known for his biting humor and absurd adventures, he quickly became one of Marvel's cult favorites, blending satire with commentary on the weirdness of everyday life. If you're into surprising facts about weird characters like Howard, smash that like button, drop a comment with your favorite moment, and subscribe. We've got more offbeat Marvel stories coming your way. You won't want to miss them. The great irony of Steve Gerber's career is that his most famous character was never meant to survive. At the request of editor Roy Thomas, Gerber quickly wrote the Grumpy Duck out of existence after his first appearance, casting him into an endless void between universes in Man-Thing #1. It looked like the strange creation had met his end before he even had a chance to develop further. Readers thought this bizarre move was too abrupt and unfair. Fans, however, refused to accept this fate and filled Marvel's offices with letters demanding his return. The publisher eventually gave in, and the Duck resurfaced in giant-size Man-Thing #4. Instead of vanishing forever, he broke free from his cosmic fall and landed in Cleveland, Ohio, setting the stage for the absurd and satirical adventures that would define his cult following. This comeback cemented him as more than just a forgotten gag. On a distant planet known as Duckworld, intelligent life evolved not from primates but from waterfowl. The society mirrored Earth in many ways, with cities, culture, and even a shared language. Ronald and Henrietta, working-class Catholics, raised their children in the bustling city of New Stork. Among them was Howard, who lived with siblings Teresa and Orville in an ordinary household by extraordinary standards. The planet felt familiar, yet uncanny. From a young age, Howard displayed remarkable intelligence, but it made him an easy target for bullies. Constant ridicule weighed heavily on him, eroding his confidence and leaving him disillusioned. Tired of being mocked, he abandoned his studies and wasted much of his early potential. That decision shaped his cynical personality, leaving him wary of ambition and marked by frustration toward the world around him. His cynicism became his armor. It was the demon lord Thog who set everything in motion, using dark magic to twist the cosmic axis for his own gain. The sudden shift hurled Howard out of Duckworld and into the swamps of Florida on Earth 616, the infamous nexus of all realities. Known as a crossroads of dimensions, it became the bizarre stage for his first encounter with Earth's mysteries and dangers. The setting made his journey stranger than ever. Seeking a way home, he reluctantly allied with Korek of Catharta, Earthborn sorceress Jennifer Kale, the ancient mystic Dakim the Enchanter, and the swamp guardian Man-Thing. Together they confronted Thog, battling to restore the cosmic balance. Yet, instead of returning to his world, Howard fell once more through dimensions. His wandering ended in Cleveland, where his satirical adventures would truly begin. That fall sealed his odd destiny. Cleveland's farmers faced a terrifying threat, and Howard saw an opportunity to prove himself worthy of joining the police. Determined to earn respect, he set out to investigate the attacks, only to encounter the bizarre menace known as Bessie the Hellcow. The vampiric creature lunged at him, but with quick thinking, he warded her off using a cross as his shield. The scene was as absurd as it was dangerous. The fight escalated into a desperate struggle until he armed himself with a hammer and wooden stake. Striking Bessie down, he ended the monstrous cow's reign of terror in gruesome fashion. Despite his bravery, his hopes of joining the police collapsed. Cleveland's force rejected him, leaving Howard frustrated and still stuck searching for recognition in a world that never seemed to accept him. His efforts went unnoticed yet again. In Howard the Duck #1, readers met Beverly Switzler, introduced as a prisoner of the eccentric wizard Pro Rata. Obsessed with power, the villain planned to conquer the universe through accounting sorcery and a cosmic calculator. Howard found himself captured as well, but together with Beverly, he managed to escape. Unable to return home, he moved in with her, and their bond slowly deepened into romance. Their connection changed his path. The character was drawn from reality, inspired by comics writer Mary Screens, a close friend of Steve Gerber. Beverly's name itself came from Screens, adding a personal layer to her creation. The two collaborated on multiple stories, including Howard the Duck Annual #1. Beverly became more than just a supporting character. She embodied Gerber's personal connections, anchoring Howard's wild satire with warmth and loyalty. Her presence balanced the chaos. The year 1976 was filled with political tension, as America prepared for both its bicentennial and a presidential election while still reeling from Watergate. Into this climate stepped Steve Gerber's satirical storytelling, pushing his unlikely hero into the spotlight. Instead of ignoring the cynicism, he leaned into it, crafting a biting parody that captured the nation's frustrations with humor. The idea proved both bold and timely. The result was a storyline where Howard campaigned for president as a third-party candidate. He stumbled through chaos, gained surprising momentum in polls, and ultimately collapsed in scandal. Gerber's sharp commentary turned the story into national headlines, highlighting America's distrust of politics. The satire struck so close to home that some people actually cast votes for Howard during the real presidential election. It was parody turned reality. Disney's shadow loomed large over Howard's existence when the character's design drew uncomfortable similarities to Donald Duck. The idea of a foul-mouthed, politically incorrect duck sharing traits with their family-friendly icon did not sit well with the company. Though lawsuits were avoided, Disney demanded changes and even sent Marvel sketches suggesting exactly how to reshape the character. Their influence changed him forever. The redesign gave Howard an oval-shaped head, smaller eyes, and a short, stubby beak. His feathers took on a yellow tint, and his thick eyebrows further separated him from the Disney look. The biggest requirement, however, was clothing. Unlike Donald or Scrooge, Howard had to wear pants. This one simple change became the clearest way for casual readers to tell he was not a Disney creation. Pants became his symbol of difference. After defeating Garko the Man-Frog, Howard's reward was not praise but prison. There he met a suspiciously familiar face, a character designed as a parody of Batman's ally, Commissioner Gordon. Known as Commissioner Gordonsky, this version was portrayed as rigid and overly self-serious, poking fun at the comic tropes that dominated Gotham's stories and offering readers a sharp bit of satire. It was parody at its sharpest. Once Gordonsky realized that his prisoner was actually a duck, he dismissed the situation and let Howard go. The encounter reflected Steve Gerber's talent for mocking conventions across the comic book industry. By exaggerating Gordon's stiffest qualities, Gordonsky became a mirror of everything overly serious in superhero tales, showing how parody could highlight the absurdity hidden in even the most iconic characters. It was satire through exaggeration. Disney's control over Howard's design frustrated Steve Gerber, who despised being told what his creation could look like. Feeling boxed in by corporate pressure, he decided to fight back with a bold idea he thought would expose the absurdity of the situation. Instead of playing along with the demands, he transformed the character into something very different. This time, his rebellion went too far. That change was Howard's temporary reinvention as a mouse, a clear jab at Mickey. Gerber believed it was his ultimate rebellion, a clever satire that would delight readers. Instead, the audience hated it, rejecting the bizarre shift completely. The new miniseries bombed, sales plummeted, and Marvel shelved Howard for years. What was meant to be defiance became one of the character's lowest points. The risk backfired badly. In 1986, George Lucas shocked audiences by producing a live-action film adaptation of Howard the Duck. The decision still puzzles fans today, as the movie became infamous for its failure. Critics panned it mercilessly, and it went on to win 4 Golden Raspberry Awards, including Worst Picture, solidifying its place in history as one of cinema's most notorious flops. Its legacy remains unforgettable. Universal Studios, determined not to miss out on another Lucas project after rejecting Star Wars and Indiana Jones, poured resources into the production. The film cost $36 million, with another $10 million spent on marketing, but grossed only $16 million in the US. The disaster was so great that it led to the resignation of Universal's president Frank Price just weeks after release. Hollywood still remembers the sting. And that wraps up our look at some of the wildest and most surprising facts about Howard the Duck. Thanks for sticking around and checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. More strange and fun Marvel stories are on the way, so stay tuned for the next one.